So we're going to start on the lateral end of the upper trapezius. Now, the upper trapezius attaches to the acromion, and it attaches to the spine of the scapula. So when you put your fist on, you want to start your fist on the bone, but don't add any pressure yet. You just want to lay your fist on the bone. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start to slide your fist this way until you drop into the softness. So right there, I drop into softness. When I drop into softness, that's when I'm going to start to apply the depth of my technique. I'm going to work myself along the upper trapezius like this, and I'm going to turn the corner. The skill here is in understanding that you don't have a wrist. Most people that I see do this, they put their hand on and they start curling their wrist like this around the corner. Right, but you don't have a wrist, so you can't do that. So instead what you're going to do is you're going to start the pressure, and as you start to work around the corner, you're going to take your elbow and you're going to move it over there. So the trick is for me to turn my hips and turn my elbow out, so that as I'm turning around the corner, you notice that there is no change in the orientation of my wrist. My wrist stays neutral the whole time. Once we get to here, we're going to continue to move the elbow and step in towards the table. Ignore the dog. And step in towards the table until we get to a point where we're going to drop our elbow onto the person's backside. Once we drop the elbow, you'll notice that my knuckles arrive at his suboccipitals. I'm going to use the two hard knuckles up onto the occiput here. The harder I drop my elbow down, the more pressure he's going to feel up against the back of the occiput. We're going to hold that for a little bit, and then we're going to transition to the technique we did yesterday by sinking down onto the elbow and releasing the hand. And now we're going to work the splenius and semispinalis cervicis, the erectors of the neck. So we drop right onto the erectors of the neck, and now I push through here, and you have two choices once you get to here, right? Come off this corner onto levator. You can scoot to the other side, right? Which we did yesterday. Work on the James Dean. It's my new favorite name, whoever said that the other day. Or we can change direction and then work into the suboccipitals again, but this time with the elbow. But because we just worked them here, maybe we go here and do levator, which is right on the superior medial angle of the scapula. I kind of like that idea better. Once I'm here, I have to get back to the beginning, right? One way to do that would be to reach behind myself, right? And then use this hand to waterfall. And then that frees up this hand, and I can continue the stroke with this one, reapply this, and I'm back to the beginning. Another way to do it is if I'm here is to do that little flipperoonie we did the other day, raise your index finger and turn around. And now you're here, work a little bit of pressure, and then you can slide down and just reinsert here, and then you're back to the races with the same technique that you just did. Okay, so I'll do it again. Fist on the acromion. Don't push yet, just touch. Start to slide laterally till you dip off the acromion onto the muscle. Then don't slide any further until you get to depth. Now I'm at depth. I'm pushing off my back foot, arm is in front of me. As I'm applying pressure in, I'm going to start to turn the corner. In order to turn the corner, I'm not going to flex my wrist. I'm going to move my elbow that way. As I move my elbow that way, you see I can't reach anymore. That's when I take a step over here and I'm reoriented this way. I then continue the fist through the upper trapezius to its insertion on the superior nuchal line of the back of the skull. I am then going to continue to go this way till I can drop my elbow and I can hold the suboccipital release here. At some point in time, I'm going to go, cool. Now I'm going to work the erectors. I'm in position. I open my hand and drop here. Boom. And now I slowly slide up the semispinalis and the splenius cervicis towards the skull. Great. Get over to levator. James Dean. Hold my James Dean. Easiest escape is the effleurage back. Effleurage, effleurage, effleurage. Set yourself back up. re-enter, same technique. With that one flow, you deep tissue release the upper trapezius, the erectors, the levator, and the suboccipitals. This is what you might call a big bang technique, meaning you get a lot of stuff all at once. Or I think what I used to call it was a desert island technique. Like if you could take one cervical release to the desert island, what would you take? Like this is a good one to take. So, does anybody need to see it again? One more time. Okay. Bow stance, fist on. I'm on the acromion. I'm going to, no pressure. I slide off the acromion until I get to soft tissue, that's soft tissue. I apply depth before I move. Depth. Now I start to glide very slowly. Notice my hand is completely open. Don't close your fist, don't tuck your thumb. It's not necessary, plus it tells me that you're using too much tension. As I get to here, I start to wing my elbow. See, his neck goes from here to like this, so I have to go over there. But the first thing I do is start to move the elbow. And at some point in time, my elbow feels like it's moving outside of my center. Oh, that's when I step over here and reorient myself to face this direction. Now I'm still pushing just like I was before. I'm just aiming over here. And now I got to turn the corner again because I'm going from now something that's facing this way to his suboccipitals, which are facing this way. So my elbow needs to go over there. So as I'm going, my elbow starts to wing. My elbow's getting away from me. Nope, I just step over here. Now I'm facing this direction. I drop the forearm against the backside. The leverage of my dropping that creates the scoop, which is what digs underneath the suboccipitals. I'm using my 2 hard knuckles. Here's my pressure. Hold that for a little bit. I can work down a little bit. I can work up a little bit. Make some fine adjustments. Now I need to work the cervical erectors. My elbow's in position. The muscles start mid-thoracic, so that's perfect. I'm just going to drop through here, open my hand. That creates the transition to here, pressurize, and now I'm off to the races going this way. Reach with the index finger. We get to here. We're going to go levator. We're going to turn the corner, and we're going to step through 1, 2. Now I'm in James Dean. Love that name. So good. Then from James Dean, the easiest escape is a waterfall escape. So you reach behind. That's your contact. This one trails off, and now my hands are free to effleurage and come back to the start position. Take a breath, and then begin again.